I'ma go get it tonight.
The box fight. Played over 2 billion times worldwide. Probably. Box fights that are butt ugly.
Oh, somebody! Oh, he needs some milk.
Basic crusty old walls. Oh! Player spawn pads visible during the game, and sometimes there's no barriers. Where's the barriers? Tens, no hundreds, no probably even thousands of ugly box fights out there. So yeah, that's ugly box fights for you. Would you ever play on this map? Get out of here. For my creative maps,
no.
Ugly maps are not acceptable. Now for a real box fight. Hey, what's up you guys, Jackjackhd here. Now here's how I built this map. This won't be a detailed step-by-step tutorial like usual, but it will show you my experience making it. Apologize for the people who expected a tutorial. For this build, to be honest, this would easily be a 30 to 50 minute video if it was a tutorial. Now I got a question. The viewers out there, would you ever watch a 50-minute tutorial video from me?
No.
So yeah, that's probably not gonna be a thing. So I made it a new island. I used Metal Island. Next, what I did, I set up the game settings for my box fight. I went to my island, set up all the settings I needed. If you want to know how to do that, you can always check out my other videos on my channel. I've made box fight tutorials. You can take a look at that. Next, what I did, I went to galleries and I selected a gallery that I needed. I selected gallery reflective black. I needed the floor and the wall from this gallery. I noticed Spider-Man, Peter Parker, joined my game. He actually helped me out with this box fight.
I got you, fam.
His name is Blaze J. Wolverine actually joined my game as well. It's pretty cool. Next, I built a 10 by 3 wall. I duplicated it and I placed it around to make a square or box. Next, I wanted to make the floors. Then I made the ceiling. Next, I went back to galleries and I went to visualizer gallery extra large. So I went into the gallery and I selected all the squares. Then I placed it in my box fight to take a look at it. I wanted to see which ones I wanted. Spider-Man was just hanging out. Finally decided which squares I wanted. I went ahead and placed it along the walls in my box fight. So the idea I wanted some space between the squares. Next, what I did, I duplicated it and made it along the wall. After that, I noticed it was inside the box fight, so I had to bring it outside. It wasn't a big deal. Next, I wanted to make the other colors and have it separate colors for every corner of the box fight. I did the same thing for every corner, made a new color for the corners. After that, I wanted to make the ceiling, and the ceiling, I wanted to be a darker color. I noticed that the square had a white line on it, and I wanted to design the box fight with those lines. I had these squares designed so that they'd actually go along the corner of the ceiling, and you can actually see the design from the inside. Next, what I wanted to do was make the inner squares. So instead of having the line at the bottom of the square, I just went ahead and rotated the square. The other side didn't have lines on it. I went ahead and placed it. I decided, hey, let's try to design this a little bit more. I actually resized the square, and it would actually cause a indent inside the box fight. After that, I kind of decided, hey, let's use another square. I used another square that was actually a little bit brighter. Then I did the same technique. After that, I finished the ceiling. Next, I wanted to make the floor. Went ahead and placed it in a tile. I resized it so that there's a little bit of opening on the very edge. My idea was to take another square that was actually glowing a little bit and actually place it in the previous tile so that you have this really cool effect. After that, I went ahead and copied it. After placing a few of them, I noticed the trick tile couldn't place when this effect was placed. So I decided, hey, let's just delete it and then I'll replace it later. I'll place down the trick tiles first. After that, I went ahead and copied all the cool effects. Continued with the trick tiles, placed it all on the walls and the ceiling. Spider-Man had to show me something. You actually place code Jackjackhd on the minimap. Use code Jackjackhd in the shop if you do want to support me. Next, I wanted to make lights just behind the previous tiles, so I chose certain colors that go with the walls. Went ahead and went around the map and just resized it. And these will kind of be like a background. If you do look past the spaces between the squares, you'd actually see lights behind it. After that, I needed to make the ceiling. The ceiling tile was going to be white. I resized it, placed it along the ceiling. After that, I went to check to see what Blaze made. Blaze made a pretty cool pregame lobby. I decided to make a team switch area where people actually decide what team they want to be on every round. Blaze let me know that he was done with the pregame lobby. For the effects of this room, I used hollow screen gallery. And I placed these cool effects. Placed down the player spawns. Made sure those 16 player spawns. Made all the walls. Made the ceiling. Set up the player spawns so that everyone spawns here when the game starts. Went to devices. I took a teleporter or rift and I placed it in the doorway for both sides. I also went into the box fight and I placed it on each side. Made sure the settings were correct. Went to devices again, went to billboard, set up the names of the teams. Blaze helped me out. Next, one of the harder parts, I actually went to all the trick tiles. Every single one of them, easily over 100 trick tiles, and I changed the settings on those. After that, I went underneath the map and I set up the barrier. Placed down 2 barriers. Made sure the rip settings were all correct. Placed down a class selector. Needed 2 of them. For every rift, there was a class selector that forced the player to change teams. Next, I decided how I would disable the barrier. Went to devices. I chose to use timed objective. Also had an explosive device. You can use an explosive device if you want. But I decided, hey, let's not use that and just use the timed objective. Made sure the settings were correct. Made a message that came from the device when the countdown started. Tested it out once. Had to change a few things. Made sure that the player spawns in the pregame lobby was correct. Started the game again. And there you go. People switch teams. It was a 3-on-3, and it seems like the map works. Barrier disables because all the settings were correct. A few other things that I wanted to fix. I made a sequencer at the bottom of the start of the game. And this actually starts once the barrier gets disabled. It's So if anyone is caught in here, if they are AFK or they take too long, they will be eliminated. And that is pretty much it. Game mode works. Later on, I actually decided, hey, let's make the numbers to show how many people are per team. But yeah, you guys, that is my box fight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I actually have tutorial videos out there for box fights, so you can always check it out on my channel. There was a few issues playing on my map when testing it with subscribers. One thing I noticed, there was actually holes on my ceiling, and Blaze actually pointed it out. I caught Blaze up there a few times. I went ahead and fixed it, but being up there actually inspired me a little bit. That actually looked really cool, so maybe I'll make a map that looks something like that. It looked really cool. But yeah, you guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the map that I made. Be sure to leave a like if you guys did. Subscribe for new content from me. Use code Jackjackhd in the item shop if you want to support me. Greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, guys. Peace.